And guess what, chat? That's correct. So, today is Friday. So I'm indulging a little bit for the people on YouTube. I am actually not playing Warframe. Kind of crazy, you know. Same thumbnail, but yeah, not playing Warframe, chat. I'm. Today is a day where I get to be like, hey, guess what, chat? Did you know that I also made game reviews, and like most of my followers on TikTok are from game reviews? Did I ever tell you that story? So, yeah, today is going to be a very interesting one. We have one last thing to pull up. We got to pause this. Okay. And there you go. We should be all set up. So we should be fully able to do whatever we need to. And if we do need to do anything quickly, I can just hit the Windows key. I'll demonstrate. So if like I'm running around. So we're recording on both. We're streaming on both. So I want to see where the FPS lands. Yeah, it was dropping for a sec. I might actually, here's what I'm thinking. I might turn off the recording or the preview on Streamlabs and see how it does, but we'll see how the game actually plays. I can adjust the settings, you know, between runs, but yeah, this game is Wolong Fallen Dynasty. This is a game from Team Ninja. So if you guys know Team Ninja, they made Ninja Gaiden. They made all the Ninja Gaiden games. And then around when Dark Souls 3 came out, they made Neo 1 and Neo 2. And lots of my homies love both of those games. I'm a fan of both. I went back and completed Neo 1, like all the DLC. I was like, okay, I kind of know what's going to happen already. But all I can say is basically these games are yes, a Souls-like. Like I have that in the title, yes, a Souls-like, but in a very, very different way, because yeah, this is a JRPG. So part of this game is there are like an insane amount of stats to roll, and gear, like RNG gear to roll. So I'm gonna try and like go over what my setup is, and I'm gonna preface it right away that like part of this game that was so weird is that like, dude, there will always be, if you want to go down the rabbit hole of not having to farm everything awfully, and you're playing on PC, you can actually use a cheat engine script to basically like save edit your entire save. So that is fully possible. So the interesting thing was this one is that it came out on PC at the same time as every other release. So as it got patched, I had to wait for it. But there is one that's poorly translated, but you can figure it out pretty quick. But yeah, so most of these stats, some of these stats you can get for free. So the nice thing about this is it has a system called jewel emplacement. So basically you can decide whatever setup you want. It's just that for certain unique effects. So if I see haste upon wizardry spell, that's something that I have to acquire from a piece of gear. So you still technically have to farm for it, but you'll end up with a lot of these. So but the important thing is the one at the bottom, Grace of Fushi. So we're going to talk about that right away. But we're of course going to talk about the more important grace. So this first grace is of course the principle of Lingbao. So this is the what is his name? Lingbao Chansun. So basically this is the status effect grace. So I'm saying the word grace a lot. So a grace is something that you'll get into later on in the Team Ninja RPG. They basically all have it in some form or another. Stranger of Paradise is the other one that we're going to be playing tonight, but that one's drastically different because it's a Final Fantasy game, so it'll be a little bit interesting. So the basic gist of it is like it's a set bonus that you'll get on your gear, and then you're going to have a special set bonus now called Set Bonus Requirement Mitigation, which if you guys have ever played Neo or Neo 2, that would be the Yasakani Magatama, which has that effect. Is this Warframe? No, this is not Warframe. This is Wolong. We're here to play something. This game is, you'll have to see it. I'm going to talk a little bit about the build, but basically, so this is the Yasakani effect from Neo. So it means that all of your set bonuses need one less piece of armor. So I can get five levels is technically 6 pieces of armor, but now you actually get 5 levels from 5 pieces of armor. So if I look at Fushi, which has a very important one, which is power drop on enemy upon martial arts. That's a game changer. I only need 2 pieces to get 2 effects. So it's a 1-to-1 trade-off. Very nice. And yeah, what you're going to notice, you're going to get Lingbao on both of your weapons. You're going to get Lingbao on on a single ranged, you're gonna get set bonus mitigation on a single range. So you can definitely just farm this. Like, you can just play the game normally and hope for this. You like, the nice thing is that, yeah, you can get Ling Bao even without the set bonus mitigation. You can still get it pretty easily, but you will have to farm it from pieces of gear. So basically what you're gonna run into is that named enemies are more like just real people, like they actually existed. Like Sol is a main character in this, and he was like, yeah, like he was like a big actual historical figure. That's Neo as well. So in Neo, oh, I missed it. Erod 2X followed, yeah, but there's named characters, and then anything that isn't named, anything that isn't part of that will get a grace. You'll kind of learn this as you go, but the basic gist of it is, every time I hit somebody with a martial art, I'm gonna proc. They're gonna deal reduced damage, they're gonna take increased damage, and they're gonna take increased spirit damage. And spirit is like your stamina, and it's a resource that both you and your enemy are going to trade as you trade blows. So if you're deflecting perfectly, then you're not going to worry about your spirit, but there's a lot of situations where you're not deflecting perfectly. Obviously these are all like max star, so these are 8-star, I think these are 8-star gear. But the interesting thing is that on the melee weapon I have a 7-star gear. And the reason for that is that I need so basically what's going to happen is when I have an 8-star, you're going to get these upgraded slots. So endgame farming, blah, 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 like, you'll kind of learn it as you play, but you'll have to get into it. And that's why I say if you can make it easier to farm some of the stuff, then it's going to be a lot easier. But the main thing is Ling Bao. I know that there's a setup where you can do like a one-shot build, but this game is actually like really fun. So I actually just straight up enjoy playing it. The other really nice thing is these seals have a really important effect, which is going to get into with some of these other effects called stratagems. So, so this is damage reduction on HP recovery, and this is power gain on HP recovery. So, the interesting thing is that when you combine this with a specific stratagem called contingent recovery, basically, you can no longer guard. But if you've ever played this game, I never guarded from the very beginning. I literally never used that mechanic. So what it means is that now I'm restoring HP every time I deflect. So I'm proccing this effect every time I deflect. Excuse me for the rhyme, I guess, but this is stuff that I'm pretty sure like I actually rolled. Like, these are things that I actually got legit. I don't know if I'm scrapping all of my stuff, but yeah, these are things that I think I actually left as is. Like, this is only a level 7-star. This is like this is stuff that I kind of left as is. But yeah, the important one is contingent recovery. So this is going to allow you to proc that effect, but it also means that if you use this specific wizardry spell, so you're going to get a lot of levels by the end of the game. Is this Soul Frame? It's easy. No, this is Wolong. This is from a completely different studio, but so absorb vitality means that on hit you're going to also heal. So it means that you'll proc power gain and damage reduction both when you're attacking enemies and when you're deflecting enemies, unless you're fighting a poison enemy, which is a very interesting trade-off. So there's the 5 phases basically, and that's another important thing to get into. I'm going to just go through all the weapons. We're going to play all the weapons, talk about how the martial arts work together. Like the sword is like, so the sword is a specific class that comes in different varieties. So you have so this is the sword, but then you also have the curved saber and the straight saber. So these are all like different weapons that all fall under the same category, and they all are going to have the same martial arts classes, save for a few. So, you know, the curved saber is going to get access to a couple more martial arts that the straight sword is not going to get access. I think of this as like the straight sword. Like you have the straight saber, the straight sword, and then the curved saber. But yeah, this is just called the sword. So what I have going on is that I have a lot of points invested into fire, lightning, and or fire, wood, and metal. So that's poison, lightning, and fire, obviously. So what I have going on is that I have lightning damage on one weapon, and I have toxin damage on the other, and that's basically it. And then I have melee attack power. But that's a premium melee attack power, so you actually have to find a piece of gear that has a premium melee attack power. I farmed a bunch of that stuff, but yeah, I got that stuff that I actually got legit. You can actually do that legit, and if you're only using one weapon class, then you're fine. And the nice thing is that the basic gist is that you're going to be trading off your elemental effects based on which enemy you're fighting. So if I'm fighting a poison enemy, obviously poison isn't going to work, but also guess what? Lightning isn't going to work either. Wood isn't going to work. There's I don't know, where's this? There's something that shows the chart of like what's weak to what, but I'll show you live what everything is weak to, because I've been playing this game enough that, like, you know, there are specific missions where you're going to get only an enemy of a specific type, and that's going to be important when you get into these 3 abilities. So this is Devouring Flames. This is I think a new game +1 spell. Fiend Vanquisher, I think you get pretty early on. So this just, your goal is just to build up the effect. That's it. So this is the same effect. Wait, no. So this is the Shoulder Rush. And then this is... No, this is the same effect. Yeah, so this is the same animation, but just in different situations. So it's incredibly fast. The main gimmick is that you're not going to be even bothering to use Earth on enemies that are either strong to Earth or are just straight up Earth. What game is this? This is Wolong. So this is a Team Ninja JRPG. It's a Souls-like. And then the last one is Water God's Blink. This one is sick. So you teleport, and then you create a frost effect. So the whole idea is, like, I have access to every elemental effect in the game. So yeah, on human enemies, you can straight up proc every single element on them. Like, they have no resistances. It's only like specific named enemies, like named bosses, that will have resistances. So the other important thing, I think that covers it. So yeah, like I said, I'm getting all 3 of the really good debuffs on the enemy every time I hit them with a martial art, which is basically all the time, because I'm going to be super greedy with my spirit, and that's part of the gimmick, is that you're going to be pretty, like, as long as you can deflect properly, you can be super greedy. And that's why this game, I think, is the GOAT, and that's why I maxed this game out. And when I cracked this code, this build is gas. But you actually get to play the game. That's the nice thing. Like, you actually get to fucking play the game. So yeah, I also have specific buffs on the other slot. So this is if you want to clear an elemental effect. The basic gist of it is, like, let's say you're fighting a poison enemy, right? If they proc poison on you, you know, it's going to give you spirit damage. Then you can swap to your second set of spells, and then you know that the counter to poison is fire because you just played the game too long. That's the kind of the whole thing. And you know what, the counter to wood is poison, and the counter to fire is earth, I think, and the counter to earth is water, and the counter to water is wood, I think. I don't know, but yeah, you can see how it works. Like, it's a circle. It's you, but also part of it is, like, certain enemies are going to be weak. They're only going to be strong to their element and the element they're strong to. So it's kind of, it is Pokemon, but that's why you have access to all of the different elements at once. So I think that pretty much covers it. You're going to be spamming your martial arts. I also want to cover Staunch Retribution. So this gets rid of my spirit attack, so I can no longer use this charged attack that's going to drain my spirit bar. But yeah, it means that, like, if you're doing your normal attack, prevents you from staggering when hit by enemy attacks while performing a normal attack. So if you need to build up a little bit of spirit, you can get a free hit and then still be able to potentially deflect out of there. So I haven't even covered the deflect mechanic, but I'm going to just show off that. So the actual combat is, you just kind of have to see it to believe it. That's all I can say, but it's going to be very interesting. So power gain is a fire buff. So if I get a water enemy, they can clear my power gain. And then damage reduction is it's a lightning buff. It's a wood buff because it's a positive buff. And that can get cleared by a poison enemy, so I won't have access to damage reduction. So it's going to be a very interesting combo, but I don't think you need to worry too much. I've kind of maxed out my damage, but yeah, we are rocking 5 weapon classes. So we have Straight Sword, Dual Swords, Cestus, which is a DLC weapon, Long Sword, which is also a DLC weapon, and then Whip, which is also a DLC weapon. So the DLC weapons, I tried to get all of them, so I changed some of my stats around so I could still take advantage of that a little bit. But the main thing with each weapon class is knowing what martial arts you're going to be working with. So without further ado, 15 minutes in, I think we pretty much covered it. So it's just a lot of debuffs and then a lot of buffs for myself. But yeah, obviously the other thing to cover, we talk about Souls-like, talk about how it's a JRPG. But what we do not talk about is what is the gameplay, and that is the 1,000-mile journey. I'm on mile 1422. So past 1,000 means you're like beyond what the DLC allows. When the third DLC comes out, it gives you up to 10,000. So you can kind of just do it. So yeah, I don't foresee myself ever getting to I don't see myself ever getting to that far. But yeah, so the basic gist of it is like it's randomized levels, and then each level is going to give you a reward for a specific duration. So higher rarity rewards have a longer duration, and that's the main value that they have. So this extra use is not only going to give me more of my healing item, but it's also going to give me for longer as well. So the main thing is like you're going to stack these up, and then they're going to start cooling off. So you want to go long enough without dying that you're actually cooling it, you're actually building it up before cooling it off. But yeah, we can just go in. So this is horde eradication. You know, I'm not going to, so this is going to be pretty easy. These are all gimmies. These are all freebies. Oh my God. I didn't even realize. Yeah, I should look and see in the future, but yeah, this one is going to be interesting. So this water mission means that I'm only going to get enemies that are water type. And there's a very specific boss that I think you guys will enjoy. I think you might have a good time. So there are very specific bosses in this game that I don't really like, and I'm not a huge fan of, that are like significantly harder and more stressful than most other bosses. So for the most part, I have faith in my ability. But yeah, we've got 5 weapon classes. It's 7:17, so I think I might only, I don't know, I'll see how much time I have, but I'll try to show off as many weapons as I can. Okay, so this is going to be pretty simple. But yeah, this is the main thing. So this is the sword. The sword's going to have access to turning clouds. That is the martial arts that you're seeing me using where I spin around. Turning clouds is a martial art where you can hold down the button and do it forever. You can literally just click the button forever. It's crazy. Okay, I got hit by that. There's a couple important mechanics to understand with Wolong. So the really important mechanic is that you straight up have a Dragon Ball Z power level. You know what I mean? What that means is, as you kill enemies, as you stagger them. Ooh, John Wei. Oh, that's sick. Best soundtrack in the game. This song is so fire. You guys should be able to hear it. Yeah, this guy is so good, but he's kind of weak, honestly. When you fight him the first time, when you fight most of the bosses the first time, they're pretty scary. But then, like, specific bosses, definitely, you can see how much damage I'm doing with turning clouds. I do have, okay, so the other thing that I want to get into is I have a martial arts that I should not be able to have. So my middle martial art is Sun Piercer, which is unique to, I think one of Sun Quan, maybe? I'm not sure. So yeah, you're not supposed to have this on this specific sword. But I was like, yeah, the whole point of this setup is to, I wanted to put together a build with like, okay, what's actually like the best martial arts? Like, yeah, I'm gonna put whatever I can. So, you know, I have a spear that has, oh god, I don't even remember his name. Hua Sheng. It's called something Panther, and it's from Neo. It's you guys will remember the skill in Neo. Yeah, I think the skill is like when you sprint while blocking, then you just like spin the staff in front of you and run forward. This is like, yeah, this is my cloud. So here we go. We're just gonna keep moving. But you can see I can tank hits like crazy. I can straight spam. Like, I'm not super worried. It's way more dangerous to like actually get hit by a special effect. So if I get hit by this, giga cringe. Oh yeah, dude, but it's so sick. But once you've seen it a couple times, you can get down. So yeah, the main thing is that turning clouds is like the most OP. It's like so fucking broken. I'm like blown away. You can see I'm just not even attacking him. I'm only deflecting just because I love this fucking soundtrack. Literally, when this guy will spawn, I'll just let him stay alive because I just love the soundtrack so much. It's such like that phase 2 soundtrack. But yeah, I'm hoping for some good stuff on the water level because there's a guy from the water level that he his boss encounter and then also the final boss after all the DLC. Those bosses are like, I want that for all of the enemies. Can you just make that happen for every enemy? I want them to have 2 health bars, dude. Reduce their health by half and make it 2 health bars. Like, there's something about, well, first of all, it's like a gate. It's like a damage gate. Like, once you finish them off, then they always go second phase. Like, part of this shit is like, bro, when this guy goes second phase, you can deal a lot of damage to him. I want that to be like a crisp, I want that to be like a clean cutoff where you can't do anything. He's always going to start second phase at the same amount of health. Like, I mean, I've been thinking about it. Like, maybe this build is fully capable of fighting, what is his name? Yuan. I don't remember what his name is, but yeah, he's the final boss. And he has this dragon. He's this, like, ghost dragon. I don't think you can fight him in these missions. I don't think he shows up in the randomizer. But yeah, we have a couple missions. I can definitely use a couple weapons. But yeah, 721. I think I can spam this pretty easily. I think I potentially... So I'll do sword for 2 missions. And then we'll do dual sword for the next 2 missions. And we'll kind of go from there. I think I can still... I'll still be able to show off everything. Oh, look at these motherfuckers. I think I can just run past. I just need to hit the battlefield thing. I, like, literally don't need loot. I don't even need to be here. You just don't want to do that. You just don't want to get hit by a special effect or a special attack. Okay, there you go. But yeah, I love me a little bit of Sun Piercer. I gotta hit this. There you go. Okay, yeah, these guys are trash mobs, so. That's the thing that sucks. Like, honestly, it's like these missions are usually a joke, even if it's demons, but like on humans, like, so that's the other thing that's very interesting is that all of these missions are split between demons and humans. And like it's like almost guaranteed that the human missions are just trash. Like, you can just shit on them. I will say there's like specific, oh, nice, he domed me. Yeah, I think I just fight this boss, but there's like specific human missions. Like, there's like a survival, you'll get a bunch of named enemies. So that's the other cool thing is that, like, you'll get named enemies, which are still human, but they just have like insane stats, and they'll have access to like every single martial art and some martial arts that you shouldn't have access to. This guy, yeah, this is Li Jue. Yeah, this is the same thing. So we can just stab him. Yeah, look at how much damage that did. I am 6 levels above him, and yeah, that was like 10% of his HP. So fuck. And the cool thing with him is he's gonna reduce my fortitude, but it's not really gonna matter. But yeah, you're gonna see that, like, oh, I didn't even mention there's a whole other system that I have to talk about where you can reduce your stats. So currently I have my health damage reduced to 50%. I have my spirit damage reduced to 50%. So all of my damage stats are cut in half. And the basic gist of it is that, like, you know, you can do that and then you'll get access to higher level gear. But it basically means that you can, like, fine tune the game and, like, decide exactly how strong you want it to be. So it's kind of an interesting take, but you can see how quickly I can run through this and spam it. Like, there's a lot of gimme missions. That's what I gotta say. There's a lot of gimme missions, and then you'll get like so there's like a mission where you have to fight like heroes, and these are like named people. You know, you're talking like Soso, and I think Soso is in there. I don't know. I haven't played this in a while, but yeah, the gameplay is pretty easy to understand. I don't think it's super difficult. All right. This should be a single boss. Oh no, it's a survival. I can still swap. Don't worry, I can still swap. All right, dual swords. This is just a survival. This is easy. All right, so dual swords is very interesting. Dual swords actually has a decent combo. This is something you can fully just do. No cheats. The best combo. This is a great example of comboing martial arts, and like when you're able to reduce the cost of martial arts a lot, then you see you're able to like combo them together. It's very useful. So different martial arts will have like basically different recovery times into each other, so there's specific combos that work pretty well. So this is Thorn Prick or something, so you can combo these all together. I know that. Can I look and see what this is? Peach Blossom, Bamboo Sever, Sudden Tornado. Yeah, so there you go. So on the sword, it's literally just turning clouds. That's all you need. But yeah, Peach Blossom, Bamboo Sever, something Tornado, right? Sudden Tornado. Okay, there you go. But yeah, you can see like these martial arts like combo together in a very, very interesting way. So it's something that you'll kind of learn to understand. And if you favor specific weapons, I think that's way more important. And that's why like. So the basic gist of this game is that I feel like I could send any of my friends into this game, into specific missions, not the randomizer, and not like with my stats. Like you'd have to build up to that. You know, recurring guests would be tested further and further in the Wolong challenge. And the whole idea is like, if you guys get involved, so if like, you know, if Wasabi shows up and she's sending coins, then she would... well, somebody would get to decide who goes into the Wolong challenge, which is they would show up for a specific mission, and they would, you know, we would wager points, which is also a gimmick that I have to get into. But yeah, I really want to put together like a game show, just the simplest. I have way too many games in my Steam library. I also have way too many games in my Switch library, which is kind of nice too, but. I just have access to the Steam library. Like if I'm using a laptop, then I'm using a laptop. Like there's specific situations where I will have a Switch and I can still use my controllers, but I think for the most part, like I have a laptop that's pretty beefy. Like that shit goes pretty hard. But yeah, there you go. You saw how simple that was. That was a survival. That was just kill enemies, and it's easier than other survival missions. There are survival missions where it's just a set amount of enemy spawns, but this one like reduces the timer, so you're just kind of like spamming it, dude. But yeah, this is a great game. You just sit back. I also have all the beef, I should say. There's one other thing. I have all the Apex levels, and I've kind of skewed them a little bit. So I don't have crazy health stats. I also have a little bit of elemental damage. So you can see my stat spread. This is kind of indicative of where my stats lay out. So lightning or wood and fire are at the max, and then you kind of go from there. All right, let's go. I think we're ready. I don't think I need to mess with the stats. Like, yeah. The fists have the lowest damage, but that's because they have the highest hit rate, and they have so many setups that are just fucked. So eliminate the enemy. I think this is the water level. So I'm gonna be doing the water level with good old-fashioned duel. Yes, this is a water level. So if you see, so these are captain class enemies basically. So there's basically like trash mob class, captain class, and then obviously like boss class. So these two guys will show up in missions, like in specific areas. So enemy layouts and stuff will change, and you'll notice more of like seeing these guys in different areas. And you know, generally what I did is like when I went into each DLC, I would go in at the highest level. So I would try and do it at the highest difficulty. So not only is a DLC unlocking a whole new story, and it's pretty doable. Like if you want to just stay at the base new game, then yeah, you can just use whatever build you already have. I don't think you need to worry too much, but ooh, watching the FPS drop, but still pretty good. 89. I mean, it's not terrible. I mean, what can I say? I turned off DLSS. Here we go, Tai Chi. This is who I was hoping for. Tai Chi is the guy that's gonna turn back. So I'm gonna actually swap to my Toxin weapons. Because Toxin has a very important effect that's going to be very useful. I'm going to talk about it in a little bit. So obviously my fire effect isn't going to work on him. But what will work on him... Oh, I absolutely got hit by that grab attack. Oh, nice. Oh, but it didn't reduce my power level, so I'm fine. So that attack I'm going to get hit by. I need to be way more aggressive. So I'm going to proc this, and then we're going to get started with actually dealing damage to him. So here we go. This is Tai Chi. This is Tai Chi Transform. So you face him human form, and then you face him again after he's been deceived and he's at his lowest point. And yeah, this guy's got the beef. This guy's scary. First time you fight him, many times after you fight him. Very scary, dude. But I think I can handle myself. I'm going to use Peach Blossom more. Peach Blossom is the fastest of the attacks, but I'm really just trying to proc Toxin on him. But you can see he's kind of getting, I'm kind of getting slapped around, but not for a lot of damage. So I've procced that, and then I can proc this on him. He's already at half, but you can see. So basically what I was talking about is that, you know, he has 2 health bars, but each health bar has 50% of his HP. So you're not feeling worried. Like, bro, have I even stun locked him once or staggered him once? Like, I'm purely just dealing melee damage to him, and that's it. So this is definitely just a little bit of simple gameplay. But there you go. We'll stun him. Not even a full kill, so close to a full kill. But there you go. The Taishi 2 one. Oh yeah, here we go. This is the soundtrack, dude. This is the soundtrack. These games also have really good soundtracks. I know they have such good soundtracks. But yeah, let's just keep moving. So yeah, I mean, part of it is that I wanted to put, you know, I wanted to put it out. I wanted to be like, hey, if I talk about this game a lot, I want to actually show you guys what it looks like and play it a little bit, just so you can see. So if you're ever curious, you can go watch the video, and I'll put it in like the feature videos or something. But all right, chat. I mean, here's the thing. Oh, this is also the important thing, is that with the randomizer, it just doesn't play the second part of the soundtrack, which does. That's super duper lame. But I don't think I've used my heal once. Like, you can see that my if I can deflect properly, I am like straight up full healing off of all of this. It's crazy. Like, when you really max out your deflects, like, I don't think you need to worry about anything else in this game. Like, you'll just start to understand the deflects. Like, and I think you do get in the flow state where I'm like chatting. Okay, so he's gonna get into a combo. So he's gonna do, oh, that was actually a shortened combo, so that wasn't the full length. There are a couple combos which kind of suck. I can roll through this one. Yeah, you see, this is too easy. Yeah. Yeah, chat. We've been down this road. As you can see, I've fought Taishi a couple times, and that's kind of what you want to see. Is, you know, I'm here on a Friday. We're doing something a little bit different. I wanted to show it off, because normally I would just. Oh my God! I also want to say, so I bought Isaac. I bought Binding of Isaac. Okay, I actually got to nail this. Oh. I got cold proc, but he has 0 HP. But yeah, I bought Binding of Isaac, and I was like, you can only start with Isaac. Okay, cool. And then I went through all the stages, and I beat the game, and I was like, I killed Mom, and the game was over. And I was like, what? And I unlocked hard mode, and I was like, okay, am I gonna have to? I gotta do some research apparently. Wait a minute, am I getting HP from that? Oh, that's crazy. I'm getting HP from doing that effect. Yeah, the Aoi is a joke. The Aoi is fucking crazy. You can see that I'm not even bothering. These enemies are actually also weak to lightning, so I could spam this like instantly at fully proc lightning. But you can see, bro, I'm not even looking at the gameplay. I'm realizing that like my thingy, all my wizardry spells also proc. Oh my God, that's so fun. But that does mean that poison enemies are a little bit more dangerous. But this is shit that I'm realizing live. I will also mention that I'm using a very important divine beast, which does also give you different stats. And this divine beast is giving an important one, which is based on my morale rank, which is the power level. And what you're going to get off of that is you're going to get bonus spirit damage to enemies with negative effects. So it's going to go perfectly complementary with a Ling Bao setup. So truly spamming it. But yeah, it's so nice to just know the elements. Just Pokemon that shit. Just spam it. Like, what can I say, chat? I've been down this road before. Floor 1400. Yeah, that's straight up 1400. That's 1400 levels. Straight up. That's it. Another boring one. Whatever. Another boring one. All right, here we go. There you go. 63. Okay. We're maxed out. And yeah, that's the thing. You can control your morale rank. So you can fully just So I'm 12 power levels above them. Yeah, I'm 12 power levels above them. So what that means is that I gained so much morale so quickly. Like, I did so well that I just never lost morale. Like, that's the trade-off. Is like, sometimes you get so overpowered that it's just hilarious. So I wish there was an easier way to do it. I wish it was more consistent. Because, like, definitely sometimes when like, what I tried to do is I went 10 power levels higher. And I was like, oh my god, this is totally different. But, all I can say is, Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, I'm okay with losing a couple power levels, you know what I mean? Like, I think I do enough damage that I'm being a dick right now. I'm dealing. I got way too much stats. I'm seriously way too beefy. Oh, Joel, is that Sang? I don't know if it's Kang or Sang, but yeah. So I've lost 2 power levels at this point. So he's got that one. So he's got a whip. This he has my same hat. I love that hat. All my homies love that hat. You get like earrings too. It's hilarious. Yeah, Zol Sang. I don't know if that's how you say it, but yeah. This guy, that's his signature move. That shit is crazy, bro. I don't know if I've been wanting to use that, but you're forced into 3. You're forced into all 3. I was like, I don't know if I can do that, dude. It's too crazy. I was thinking about using it. I was like, man, it's such a weird ability. I was like, what the fuck? But when you see it on the receiving end, it's so weird that guy comes up. Because I was just thinking about that. Like, this whole game is just like, God, I want to see what that looks like. God, I want to try that out. Because the whole point is like, yeah, any martial art that you see is potentially something that you can use. So there are specific bosses, obviously, like Lu Bu is going to have access to abilities that you won't. Oh, Shun Yu, I guess is how you'd say it. So this guy has turning clouds. So you're going to see turning clouds from him. I need to kill this guy in the back. Oh, look at this. Hit this. Yeah, there's turning clouds. You saw it. He does turning clouds into the thrust attack, which is like pretty. Like when you're on the receiving end of that, it's pretty good. But I don't really like it that much. Turning clouds is just like way too OP. Yeah, we're just straight spamming it. And hit this into this. All right. Yeah, you can see I can hit this to build up fire. I can hit this to build up earth. So he's going to be vulnerable to every status effect in the game. Literally, I can proc 4 out of the 5 elements on him. Just keep spamming him in the corner. So that's always the trade-off for the human enemies. Like in certain situations, they will just get absolutely straight clobbered, bro. It's crazy. And yeah, you're realizing that like I lost a couple morale points. They're all back. I'm chilling. So we love a little bit of turning clouds. Honestly, we love turning clouds. But yeah, keep moving. I'm blown away. This is going so fast. But give me 1 second. I'm gonna tab over. Oh, I'm gonna load into the game and then I'm gonna tab over. I don't know what the next mission, but doing this on stream, dude, I'm burning through this like way too fast. Okay, so this is defeat a formidable opponent. So this is defeat a single boss. Very good. Okay, I'm gonna move over to performance. Just see what we're rocking. You know what I mean? Just see what we're rocking. We're gonna take a brief drink. All right, chat. I think we're ready. Yeah, just watch. 23 million. 23 million chi. Oh, it's Zhang Bao. That's a gimme. So Zhang Bao. We're gonna swap to the top weapon. Oh, we need to swap weapons, don't we? Oh, I can't swap. Watch this. I can quit out though. I can't swap, I guess, when I start a boss fight. Oh, very interesting. I forgot to swap. Yeah, I did the water level. We got to do the other melee weapons. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I can do 20 of these. I don't know. I'm going pretty quick. It is 7:40. I don't know. I think I should probably just do 10 and then do Stranger of Paradise. I do have to do Stranger of Paradise, chat. I got to show up and do that. We got 2 games to play. It's kind of crazy to do 2 games. I'm definitely of the mindset that I could play each of those games alone as a standalone game. So we're going to swap to Cestus. I think I am going to do 10 levels. This is floor 7, so we're definitely cruising. can I buy any upgrades right now? I've been thinking about that. Let's see. No, I can't buy anything. Alright. Let's get out of here, chat. Let's skedaddle. So this is the Fist. This is the Cestus. Let's just have a good time. I don't think it's going to be too difficult. Zhang Bao, yeah, he's a gimme. Alright, here we go. Proc that shit instantly. We can also proc water on him, and I think earth? Let's see, earth? Earth as well. So there you go. We can proc all that shit. And then I do have a combo. So this is the combo. This is Wuho Stomp into Renbi's Clash. Yeah, there you go. If you love it, chat. You want to hear it? You want to know the numbers? And you can. Later on in the game, when you get to further difficult, like when you get to further new game cycles, you can actually... Oh, I got tricked into that one. Do you see how I always attack? I shouldn't always attack after a special attack is successfully destroyed. But yeah, I'm doing way too much. This guy is 49. I'm 62. This is crazy. I can't condone this. This is too buff. But that's the trade-off. Like, you do really well and you get a bunch of morale points, and then the trade-off is that if you do really shitty in like all of the missions, then you just do terrible in general. So you just got to keep moving, chat. You just got to cruise on through. But it's nice. I wanted to give you guys one extra video on Friday. But definitely it's a different game. Like, I mean, I'm thinking I might have to go 10 morale points up and just chill, because this amount of attack is like really good, but also I'm like insanely buff against the enemies. Like, doing the morale, like when the... So basically what happens is that you can select a modifier where the level of the mission is increased. And what that means is, 76, 88, 90. So it dropped to 76 for a little bit. Yeah, I can straight spam this. This guy is cooked off of one hit. Yeah, I'm doing like so much damage, but I am 10 power levels above, so I honestly might think I have to do the morale points up. I had it off for a while, but Jesus Christ. There are like specific missions where like you may get fucked over. I'll tell you that. There are very, very specific, like if you get back-to-back missions where you just lose a bunch of power levels, like it sucks so bad. I think that's it. That's the whole mission. Yeah, this whole mission set is like total freebies. Like, this is like not even playing the game. This is like the easiest shit ever. This is too lame. I might have to increase the battlefield level. I gotta tell you right now, chat. Anyway, keep moving. Eliminate the enemy within the time. Oh, it's just another boss? Oh my god. Again, dude, you know what I mean? Well, he is at 55, so it's a little better, but yeah, I think it would be nice to test this out at a higher... Oh, why am I switching the light? Yeah, it would be nice to test this out at a higher power level now, because all I did was change my attack. I just increased my attack stat and lowered some stats around, because I felt it might be better, because I feel like the power level being off is a big issue with me. Like, it's just kind of annoying how much stronger I get very quickly, but that's kind of the whole gimmick. But yeah, I definitely want to try. I'm gonna toy around with this at the higher power level, mess with the apex stats. It's nice to like have the apex stats, because it means that you can like fully just, you can just swap around your setup. Excuse me for that burp, but you can just keep on cruising. But yeah, there are so many setups that are just insanely broken. Like, I'm just shitting on this dude. He's like 5 levels under me. Alright, there you go. And yeah, we can fully just let him die. Just listen to the music, and that's what I gotta say. Like, the songs are good. This boss isn't it, like, he's crazy. Seeing him for the first time, you're like, oh my god, what the fuck is this dude? And he's like your homie. Like, that's the thing, is a lot of these missions are like, yeah, your homie gets like stabbed by this like cursed arrow, and then he just becomes the demon, and then this is your homie, the demon. Hey, it's me, your homie, the demon. Oh, he just obliterated all my spirit. That's totally baller, and I'm getting sucked. He just sucks me, but for 0 damage. I got 3 heals, but Alright, I just haven't even been attacking, but you can see why. Like, the setup is just too buff. And that's the thing. You're going to notice that when I proc fire on them, they're going to stagger, guaranteed. But that also applies to me. So when someone procs cold on me, yeah, when I'm fighting Taishichi, the water dude, the water knight, you know, with the big fucking sword, he's going to proc cold on me in the middle of his combo. Is the Coravel worth investing into? Heat inherit. Wait. The Coravel is just a weapon. It doesn't get it. Yeah, it has built-in heat. Yeah, it is pretty good. Yeah, on a melee influence build, it goes pretty hard. Think of the Coravel as basically the Redeemer Prime, but if it's just a bullet. So it's the Redeemer Prime, but if it was the Lex Incarnate, if that's an interesting way to talk about it. I do love the Coravel, and yeah, with melee influence, that shit goes pretty hard. Anyway, it's mile 1430. Oh, I don't know. Wo Long, yeah, Jeremy Sanders. Yeah, I'm playing something different, chat. I wanted to show you guys. I've been talking about it for a while. I don't think I can do 10 more zones. I think I'm just gonna finish out this. It's 7:46. Yeah, I think I might play a little bit longer in Stranger of Paradise. This is gonna be a shorter stream. But yeah, I wanted to show it off to you guys if you are curious. So if you are interested, this video will be up on YouTube if you want to go watch and hear me talk about my build and all this stuff. You know, I've got a bunch of different stats, you know, to buff me. This is the 10th stage. So this is 3 bosses in a row. I am at max power and the battlefield level is 59. I just know that. The battlefield level on the final stage is always the same. I did not get to show off all the weapons, unfortunately, but I will get to show off probably my favorite weapon class, which is the longsword. This shit is so crazy. So without further ado, let's do one stage and then one more stage after this. And the stage after this will be much more difficult. So Zhang Liao, that's a good roll. This guy's sick. He's got a lot of cool moves, but I can spam him. I do also have... Oh, there you go. That's going to chunk my FPS. So I can proc shit on him instantly because I do have a pretty insane combo. So the combo right here is... I think this is Dividing River as the martial art. This is the forward thrust into the slash. And you can follow that up with a light attack instantly. And then you can combo back into the Dividing Rivers attack. So it's a pretty insane combo. And that's going to be your speediest combo. You can also not proc that. I think I'm only procking Toxin on him. But you can see this guy is a spectacle. And he has that move, which is 6, where I lost 1 power level. So I can refund up to 2 power levels in most situations. So as long as I don't lose 2 power levels, I can still go into the next boss fight at the same difficulty level. So I need to actually do my shit. But you're going to see, we're going to try and go in with some more damaging martial arts. But this combo is going to be good for that. And then I'm going to use a martial art that you won't have access to. So this is Gon Ping martial art. Decisive Assault or something. So it's like a... You spin the sword. It's so sick. You spin the sword. Like, bro, it's so... All of the martial arts in this game are, like, so fucking flashy. It's crazy. Like, you'll... like, honestly, even the base game, if you just play through the main story and you take a liking to a specific weapon class, I think you're going to find a lot of value out of taking advantage of the elemental effects and, like, trying to get some kind of elemental advantage. And yeah, what I'm going to do for all of my friends is I'm going to give them access to the dopest martial arts. This shit is so sick. You spin that shit in the air, and you, like, run and grab it. Like, I have no idea how they mocapped this. This is absurd. They probably just did the motions. Oh, I got to swap. So this is Lubu Transform. This is like a... This is a base game boss. So the nice thing is that if you want to just play the base game, you can just do that, and it's actually a cheaper game. But then if you want to get the complete edition, then you can get it at the same cost of the base game. So it's $60 for the complete edition, or $40 for the game without all the DLC. So it's an interesting take, but I think it's pretty nice. And yeah, if you're willing to farm like the Ling Bao, you are actually able to like play the game. Like actually just play the game out how it's meant to be played. Get a big bonus, still be really, really buff, but still kind of play the game exactly how you want. This game kind of went under the radar. So I think a lot of why this game was not really super popular is, one, it's a JRPG, and I think a lot of people take that for granted. Like, I think with Dark Souls and Elden Ring, it's very structured in how it gives you buffs. But with, you know, Wo Long and Stranger of Paradise and Neo 2, it is a JRPG. It's made by Team Ninja. It has a lot of JRPG features, so it has a lot of RNG. You got a lot of modifiers. You got a lot of stats to roll. So part of it is that if you struggle in the stats department, then you're relying purely on your skill. And it's nice, like, this game definitely incentivizes you to, like, figure out a build and, like, max yourself out and get as buff as you can and kind of go in as hard as you can. Because I think a lot of it is just, once you have it, like, you don't need to use every weapon that you want. You can use one class of weapons, maybe two. But my whole goal is, like, I want to get access to my favorite weapon classes. I'm not using all of them. So I'm not using the axe or the hammer, and I'm not using the staff or the spear either. Because those guys have... So each of the weapons have innate abilities. The longsword has a very interesting innate ability where it can, like, charge abilities. You can charge your normal attack and, like, do stuff like that. So that's, like, the combo you're getting. And you can deal big damage with that. But, like, I'm not using that, so it's basically just a weapon. But yeah, you can see that, like, you will get access to specific martial arts, and that's about it. Anyway, I'll hit this. It is a little stressful. So this is Jushu, I think, actually. But this guy is a human, so he's susceptible to every element in the game. So we are actually going to proc every element in the game on him. And there you go, chat. We've procced every element in the game. All 9 elements. So you're kind of seeing what the setup looks like. It fully allows me to just play the game as it's meant to be played, like deflect when you need to, spam your martial arts, get a bunch of shit going. Oh, I just can't hit him during that attack. That's pretty simple. I mean, I don't get hit, but yeah, look at this. I'm not even looking. I was just looking at my health bar to see how full I could keep it, but yeah, this guy is a human enemy, so he's a joke. There are specific human enemies that are very scary. So, there's Zhu Chu, and then there's Zhu Shu, which is a poison enemy, so he's going to be really strong against my whole setup. Very dangerous. But you can see, like, we're going to go in for one more round. But I think I might leave it at this. Return to travel. I might leave it at this and mess around with it later on. And we'll just call it there. So I showed off the longsword. So we'll close out of this. Oh, I have to load into something. Okay, I'll load into the hidden village. Okay, yeah, so that's it. It's 7:53. We got to play Stranger of Paradise now. Now, Stranger of Paradise has been a new favorite of mine. Stranger of Paradise is a Final Fantasy game made by Team Ninja. It's got some very interesting stats, and I've got a very kooky build, so that's definitely a game that I can spam a little bit harder. We'll go for about maybe 30 to 40 more minutes. Appreciate everybody that's stopping by. Beast Gohan, welcome in. I mean, we're here to, well, we're actually going to call it for Wo Long. So I'm going to close out of this. But yeah, something different. I wanted to show you guys something different. I think part of it is that I'm at a point in Warframe where I'm fully capable of being able to play other games. I can take a break from Warframe for a little while, log in, do some dailies. All I do is Omnias at this point. I don't really do Cavia bounties now that I don't really want any more melee arcanes. I've been thinking about putting melee arcanes and like Tennokai builds on like basically every weapon in the game, but that'll be later on down the line. But for now, we're gonna quit out. And yeah, it's nice. Like, if you guys don't know, most of my followers on TikTok at this point, they follow me because of my game reviews. I would say like 4,000, maybe 3,000 to 4,000 of them were all followers like long before I did Warframe anything. So it's nice to see that I don't like necessarily lose a huge amount of followers, but that's also because my Warframe videos have been doing pretty well. But I do have a Warframe video going up. I do have a Warframe video going up tomorrow on Saturday morning, so it's going up on YouTube and TikTok. It's a short on YouTube. I managed to make it 1 minute long, which does kind of suck. But yes, this is Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. So yes, of course, this is I think it's a retelling of Final Fantasy 1. So this is the story of Jack Garland from Final Fantasy, which is like Chaos, I guess. I don't know who he is, but this setup is crazy. I think my setup is impossible. I don't think you should be able to get stats this high. So I have 300% job affinity for all of these jobs, which I don't think is possible. I think the max that you can possibly get is like somewhere in the 250s or the 260s, potentially. I mean, like, we can look at all the gear that I have. I don't think it's possible. Like, if I sort by job affinity, yeah, nothing's gonna hit anything higher. 187, yeah, it's not gonna get anywhere close. So you can potentially like upgrade it, but I don't think anywhere. I don't think it's. Oh, there you go. 350, 360. Oh, but oh wow, wait. So this is an action. Oh, this is a. So I think these are double sets. These are all double sets. Yeah, these are all double sets. These are pants and yeah. So the, let's see where the earliest straight up chest piece is. These are all these are all a helmet and a chest piece. So yeah, there's mine. These are all double sets. Still. We're still going, chat. There you go. There's the first piece. 190. Yeah, we're not getting anything above 190. You can also upgrade it, I know, but I think potentially this setup is impossible. I don't think the stats will allow you to go this high. Yeah, 190. That's the cap for all these guys. And you can like upgrade it to get higher with the crests, but I don't think any of this goes above 190. Yeah, we're rolling 190 on everything. So a lot of this game is like, I feel like if I didn't have this setup, I just wouldn't be playing this game. Because I was like, oh, these weapons are actually like really cool, and I do want to try them out. So we're gonna try out like kind of my standardized setup. I don't know, because so the basic gist of it is like you have like boss missions and then like enemy missions where you're fighting like trash mobs. So I don't think it's gonna be too difficult. I think all you're really talking about is I want to show off a couple different weapons. So you know, we've got some cool setups. I'll show off the spinning saws. This guy's a pretty cool weapon. I'll show off the flail, and then we'll swap over to some other weapons. So we'll show off the sword. I do love the sword combo, and then the sword plus the katana, or the sword plus the sword. So we've got 757. So we've got time to do a lot of gameplay. So we'll try and change up our build. So yeah, the basic gist of it is that this is like so this game plays completely differently. This game, like all the DLC, they force you to do all the content. So they force you to go into the randomizer. They force you to put together a build. Like the final boss is like crazy hard. You need an actual decent build to make it work. But yeah, all I can really say is I need 1200 and that's it. I think I might as well just go for this. What is this? Defeat all enemies? Yeah, let's do it. Okay. So I've got all my stuff maxed out. Yeah, we're good to go. So you can see I've got a bunch of stuff to work with to like, you know, you'll watch it. So the basic gist of it is like, there are job affinities, which you get on your gear. And then there are your jobs, which have like specific abilities and shit like that. So I have Primal Warrior fully maxed out. And the main reason for that is because of Divine Punishment, which is using Soul Burst while Lightbringer is active. No, that's not what I want. Here we go. Effects that activate on a successful Soul Shield will also activate on Lightbringer. So that's in combination with Leviathan's Primary Blessing, which is increases MP recovery and max MP gained on a successful Soul Shield or Soul Burst. So all that means is when I use my Lightbringer, it refunds everything. And then I can use that alongside the Black Belt, which is, of course, giving me Invincible. So Invincible is the final effect of the Knight, which makes me, of course, invincible during Lightbringer. So that's all you're going to see. So I'm invincible all the time as long as the bar at the bottom is active. And you're going to watch the gameplay based on that. I do also have some bonuses based off my command ability. So I have Summoner at 300 because it gives me chain cancel bonus, so increases max MP when chain canceling, so that's pretty nice. I have a bunch of, max MP increases. But there's that. You can see a lot of this stuff doesn't really matter. It's mainly Summoner, Primal Warrior, and then Rune Knight. So I have Rune Knight up to 600, which grants the effect of haste when your max MP is 400 or higher. So this means that you're just faster when you're using your Lightbringer. So you max out your Lightbringer, you max out your MP, and then you just go. So there's that. Deus Dragoon is also important. So Dragoon at 600 is going to give you recover MP and HP, but mostly MP when exploiting an enemy's weakness, and that's going to come from Mighty Strikes, which is my left command ability. I do also have Boost Magic, although I don't really use it that often. And then the other nice thing is that I have Dark Lord, which is Black Mage. So you're going to get Riot Magic at 400, which is increase MP limit based on magic damage dealt. So these are all MP limit boosts. And then for good sake, I also have Purifying Light from Royal Guard, which is the Paladin. And you're also going to get break damage dealt when HP is at max. So when you have Lightbringer active, it's always going to be a max. So those are the important ones. Red Mage, take it or leave it. And Summoner is important. But yeah, that's about it. That's all I would really say. So I'm invincible all the time, and then I can spam my abilities based on whatever job I'm using. So I actually need to swap my set around because this is a defeat all enemies. So when I fight enemies, I always go in with a Dragoon, because Dragoon has this absurd base ability that you're gonna watch live, and it's just so fucked up. So
time for a change.
We've got Assassin. I am using a very interesting ability called Chronostasis. Yeah, Chronostasis. So this is going to send out a bunch of clones. It's crazy. Yeah, no Warframe. Yeah, it's a Friday. I wanted to show off something different, but this is also a shorter stream. So we're just going to do a couple rounds. I just wanted to show this off for you guys. But yeah, what can I say? Kyle, we got other games to play. I got to show it off for you guys. Like, it's the clout, dude. I play a lot of games. After this, I'm going to play Synthetic 2, which is a isometric shooter that has headshots. So it's a crazy game. I've been thinking about it more and more, but honestly, yeah, I feel like I'm mostly going to be doing Monday through Thursday, and then if I can get some friends on, I'll do something on Friday.
Let's go.
I'm ready. I need to drink a Mega Ether and then do this. Okay. So I've recently been using this ability called Chronostasis. It's pretty crazy, but it costs 3 energy pips. So my mana is in the bottom left. I think you can see it. Yeah, you can fully see all of it. So that's good. So it costs 3 mana bars. But it's just so sick. I was like, I have to spam this shit. But this is also Assassin. So the basic gist of it is like, I'll show you what I'm doing right now. So there's a very important mechanic that I'm doing with this build. And you're going to kind of watch how it works. So if I do left trigger plus circle, it's going to activate Lightbringer. And you're going to see it's only going to reduce my max mana by about half a bar. And then if I do left trigger plus X, then I'll do a rapid cancel. And that's going to restore that last little pip of mana. So it's essentially all you need. And the basic gist of it is that like Lightbringer is going to like fully restore all of my mana. And at base, Lightbringer only drains... it only drains 2 bars of maximum mana. So what that means is like basically because of Leviathan and because of my Cyclic Warrior, which is actually Primal Warrior, I am going to fully refund 1.5 of those bars. So that's 75% of my effect. But yeah, you're going to see that like when I'm using Chronostasis, I'm basically forced to like recast Lightbringer as soon as I use it, so I have to be very, very greedy with it, so it's a little bit of a trade-off. But yeah, Chronostasis is just so sick. It does a lot of damage. It's a crazy fucking ability. But yeah, you can see, like, I think it makes me, like, fully invulnerable. And I can kind of just do it forever. And I shouldn't be spamming it. I should be, like, using it on larger targets, but it doesn't really... Like, it just shits on everything. Actually, you know, I've been watching it. I've been trying to mess around because there's a... So basically what happens is that later on in the game, you'll get access to, like, fusing abilities fusing weapons. So like weapons will come with specific skills, and then you can infuse those skills onto other weapons, and that's how you're gonna swap around your skills. So if there's like a specific skill that's really good, then it's gonna be honestly too easy. So let's do this. All right, there you go. But yeah, honestly, I don't know how good Chronostasis is. I mean, it's pretty decent, but even against these trash mobs, it just drains a bunch of mana and doesn't really do a lot of damage. So honestly, it's one of those things where I might be messing around with it and trying to figure some stuff out. But yeah, with the knives especially, you have to kind of like figure out a setup that you like. And I've been thinking about a couple different ideas, but there's definitely some different choices that you can take. And that's the nice thing, is that you fully have access to whatever you want to use. And once you actually farm the gear, like most of the stuff that I've done, like granted I might have a build that's impossible, but that's because I'm just like, I'm getting way too many buffs. What is this game and what is it on? What is it on? So this is Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. This is a Final Fantasy game made by Team Ninja, the guys who made Ninja Gaiden and Neo. So it's a JRPG. It's got a bunch of RNG stuff, but yeah, this is the randomizer mode where I'm just straight up fighting a bunch of enemies. So I'm gonna just run around and kill everything. But yeah, I don't necessarily know how good Chronostasis is, but I do love me a little bit of Exterminate. So we're gonna do this. It's kind of nice to do this. I kind of like this though. You see what I'm doing? I'm starting with Exterminate, and then I go into Chronostasis. I mean, yeah, it wipes them. But yeah, I mean, so Assassin, I'm still kind of working with. I am using 1-inch punch on the fist now, but I am using all of the melee weapons. I'm not using the guns. So they actually give you guns. It's crazy, but I'm not using them. You straight up just shoot them with the gat, but we're just gonna keep moving. Well, you're gonna see that like basically every time I use Chronostasis, it's crazy. I have to like instantly do Lightbringer. It's kind of crazy. I don't know if I like it necessarily, but you know, the knives are the ones that I'm trying to mess with the most. Like I'm still trying to work with the builds a little bit. But you can see that it's not struggling. I am invincible. So the nice thing is that I'm fully invincible. So I don't have to worry about my Phoenix Downs. I don't have to worry about taking damage, because when you take damage, you will actually reduce your max health. So it's going to be a huge trade-off. It's going to be kind of annoying. This game looks dope. Yeah, so this is way late in the game. So this is in the Void Labyrinth, which you will have to play. So if you want to play all the DLC, they will force you to play through the Void Labyrinth. It is kind of a crazy mode. But yeah, I think it's pretty fun. And honestly, this setup isn't super terrible. But yeah, the Chronostasis costing so much will struggle if I have this special mode. So there's a special mode called Trials of the Dragon King, which will reduce your overall effectiveness by like a percentage margin. And like the last level is just absurd. The last level fucks you over. There's some crazy setups, but yeah. So this is a final. So this is the Final Fantasy game that tells the story of Jack Garland, which I guess is Chaos. So in future games, you will know him as Chaos or Jack Garland or whatever. But I don't know any of that lore. All I know is, you know, he is an asshole at start. Keep moving, and then there you go. Look how simple this is. Oh yeah, look at this. And yeah, Chronostasis, dude, it's just such a sick ability, but it's just so expensive. You know what I mean? One more time, what was the name? So this is called Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin, but just type in Stranger of Paradise. That's all you need. What I will say is this one actually does have like one of the most interesting story arcs for this main character. Like the reason that I played this game, the only reason that I played this game was because it was a Team Ninja game, but Jack himself was like a dick. He was just like an asshole. Yeah, I forgot that I could only cast that ability once, but he, like, all of his lines are just like hilarious and super corny and weird, but I was like, oh, this is so funny. And then I was like, wait a minute, once you have a good build, it's actually just like super fun as well. And it's very like arcadey. Like it's way more arcadey than Wo Long, because Wo Long is the most modern, so it has like the most advanced mechanics. It has like the martial arts mechanics, which is very nice. But you're seeing like this game goes pretty hard. Like it's pretty good. I will say Assassin's best ability is Assassinate, so It's kind of the main thing that I'm going to be playing. So I'm going to try and play a little bit simpler. Thank you. I'll go look at it. Maybe get it. You have a great night, Brody. Yeah, appreciate it. Appreciate it. That's ask for Pluto. Ask for Pluto. And yeah, what I'm playing now is like way late into the game, and it's very difficult to get to. You'll have to modify your stats a whole bunch. You'll do a lot of RNG grinding. Kind of sucks. But yeah, we're just gonna keep grinding, dude. You can see I'm fully able to just recast Lightbringer forever. But I don't want to. You know, I want to actually be casting my, you know, special skills more often. So, you know, you may see me using like Bisect or something. I do like Bisect. It's a pretty good ability. But I'm just looking for which ability has the best damage output. That's the main thing. Because it's like, especially with boss fights, that's what I'm trying to work with. Because that's when it's really important. But you can see, like, it's not a difficult game to, like, spam. Like, you can kind of play pretty easily. Shout out, ask for Pluto. I'll call you Pluto. Shout out Pluto for dropping some likes here. We're gonna just keep rolling on through. You can see, it's nice. It's nice, like, this setup, the Lightbringer, the Infinite Lightbringer setup, does, like, fully allow you to just use whatever weapon you want, which is a pretty crazy setup. But yeah, I mean, I'm very curious with this knife setup because it's kind of a fun setup. It's fun, but yeah, I do want to try out something that's a little bit faster and costs less mana because, you know, I think maybe the knives have the worst skills. Like, there's a lot of, like, the spear has a really good skill. I could show that off. I could play the spear for the rest of the mission. Here, let's swap to the spear. I'll show you the Dragoon. This guy is so good. Alright, Neutron Bomb is dangerous, but yeah, we can spam with it. So the spear is, like, fully broken. It's so fucking good. Oh, I'm just lagging my game, though, for a split second. That's really nice. Okay. So, what the hell is going on with that? You're watching it, chat. So this is Aerial Break. This is the spear's, like, by far the best ability. This shit just slaps. And you'll have to roll it on a random weapon, but you'll get it, dude. I feel it. I trust you. And then you can just spam it. Like, the spear is so good. The spear just clears shit out. So we'll do the last couple enemies with the spear, and then we'll swap our setup one more time. All right, chat. I hope you like it.
More fodder to kill.
You can see, like, dude, this shit. The spear just moves so fast. And the thing is, with the Dragoon, the job affinity, I also attack faster while I'm in Lightbringer. So I have a bunch of Lightbringer buffs going, which is just crazy, and it just makes me so strong. And I can just run around and deal a bunch of damage. And you can see I'm, like, capping their entire like, all of their stamina, like, instantly. The break bar is that yellow bar, and that allows you to, like, just finish them off. So whether you clear their break bar first or you clear their health bar first, it doesn't really matter. But the Dragoon is so fun. So Dragoon for the base game, I think, is pretty goated, but you'll have to find out a pretty good setup for, like, later on in the game. But you can definitely just, like, spam this shit. Like, you can see this shit just goes so hard. It's, like, way too easy. What game is this? So this is Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origin. So this is a Team Ninja JRPG. That's also in the Final Fantasy universe. So this is the story of Jack Garland. And, you know, it's a Team Ninja JRPG, so it has like a randomizer mode. That's what I'm playing currently. So I'm just doing like an enemy kill. I'm just killing 50 enemies. That's this entire mission. And I'm helping out Gilgamesh right now. We love Gilgamesh. All my homies love Gilgamesh, so we're just gonna clear the shit out. Nice and simple. Oh! I'm stuck behind a pillar. That's lame. But don't worry, that's the Dragoon for you. We've all been in that position. But dude, keep moving. Shout out Ice for popping in. Nice and simple. I mean, dude, look at this. And that's the thing, dude. Like, this game, especially with this setup, which I think, once again, I will mention, I think is pretty much impossible. You are just going way too hard. Like, I think I'm so impressed with how easily I can just spam this shit and just keep moving at full speed. Like, there are specific situations. We haven't done a boss mission. We should do a couple. I'll have time for one more mission. So we'll do like a boss mission where I can fight a bunch of bosses. Maybe potentially with a debuff. So I'll go in with a double breaker. Yeah, I'll go in with a double breaker. How about that? You'll see the main boss setup that I have for when I really need to, like, nuke bosses. We'll just kind of move through this. Oh, this is a mad guy, so this guy is more dangerous. But you can see I'm just dealing a zillion damage. It's Seriously. Woo! Damn.
Getting desperate.
So yeah, they're dealing damage to my Lightbringer. So even though I'm invincible, it's still gonna wipe my Lightbringer. So I'm gonna try and take advantage of a little bit of Lightbringer duration, because that's gonna mean that I can stay in my Lightbringer longer. But yeah, for these trash mobs, I'm not worried about my Lightbringer. You're gonna see when it's really important. So for now, we're just gonna keep moving.
It's like that hurts.
All right, Chad. Look how simple this is, though. Look, dude. I mean, I'm just cruising through. Like, this shit goes way too hard. I'm just like, this spear, bro. This is not Warframe. Yeah. Shout out Josh. Well, there you go. It's Friday. If you catch me on a Friday, it's not going to be Warframe. If it's a special stream, it's a Friday stream, it's not going to be Warframe. Shout out Josh, though. I get you. We've got one more mission, though. Yeah, it's also going to be a much shorter stream. I'm doing this guy as a freebie for the people in the chat, so you guys can see, but I also just wanted to show it off. Just joking because of the background. Oh, yeah, I got you. You're right, I didn't change it. Oh, that's true. No, oh, 1600, that's fine. 1600, that's lower. That's lower than what the total was. That's very interesting. Oh, maybe that's because I'm clearing it out. Anyway, we'll do one more mission. You caught me, Josh. He caught me in the lie. He nailed me. But yeah, that's the truth. I mean, but here we go. We're going to show off something interesting. So this is, oh, a null void. Oh, this is a great opportunity to swap my gear. Oh, this is exciting. Wait a minute. So we're going to go to the great sword as the number 2 slot, and we're going to go into the katana as the number 1 slot, and we're going to go with the warden on both. So this is going to be a very, very criminal setup, because we are just doing 5 bosses in a row, I think. So there's the setup. Null void is dangerous. Suing for false advertising. Yeah, you nailed it, dude. I mean, what can I say? But you're going to be like, it's going to be a picture perfect moment where I'm going to prove to you there are other cool games besides Warframe. Look how awesome I am as a content creator. I'm the coolest guy ever. Null void, 21,000. Okay, so here we go. Break gauge max is reduced, and all break gauge recovery is reduced. Those two are maxed out. What game is this, though? So this is called Stranger of Paradise Final Fantasy Origin. So this is a telling of the story of Jack Garland, but it's a Team Ninja JRPG, so it means that it's a Souls-like. It has like basic Souls-like mechanics. This one does have a parry. It has 2 different parry mechanics. It has different skills that you can get access to through the jobs. But yeah, it's a Final Fantasy game, so it's got all the Final Fantasy flair. It's got all the stuff that you know. The Emperor, so this guy is cool. But yeah, we're just going to be spamming this. So I'm using double warden. So that's the main setup, is I can just... Oh, he wiped everything, so he does a shit ton of damage.
Meet your fate.
That's crazy. So that's something to keep in mind. Oh, is that the max break gauge? Wait, was I seeing that live? I don't know if that's accurate. Well, let's see. You might have just like really buffed stats, but yeah, that Stygian or that so that still does the same amount. I think it's just the Hellish Gale. So the Hellish Gale still wipes. Interesting. I think he just does drastically increased damage. I think that's it, potentially. Because yeah, that fully wiped me. That fully wiped me. But I can do this. And then I can do this. So yeah, a definite moment where I want to keep all my shit active at all times. And by that I mean keep my Lightbringer at full. Oh, so Hellish Gale. So I definitely can't fully tank all this shit. You can see it's still wiping me, so I definitely think this guy has really increased damage, so that's something to keep in mind, is that he can actually like wipe all of my shit, so pretty interesting. But yeah, you can see I'm doing a lot of damage. Looks cool. Is it considered a Final Fantasy spin-off? Yeah, I think it's like outside of the whole Final Fantasy world, but there are Final Fantasy characters, is the thing. So the Emperor, I think, is a character in Final Fantasy. I don't know the lore of Final Fantasy. I only know what exists in this game, which is not... I can't even tell you much. Oh, you can see that's going to nuke me, but I can just do this. There you go. I can still get the full hit. So if I can nail that full effect, then I'm doing pretty good. And yeah, I'm just keeping, so my
On your knees.
my job skill is called Shin Zantetsuken, and this is like a super ability. It's like a charged ability that just does a shit ton of damage. Oh, he cancels out of it? Oh, and then I can pop. So the trade-off is that if I activate Lightbringer exactly as I take the damage, then I'm actually fully invincible. Is it an MMO? No, not at all. So this is a Souls-like. So it's a level-based. The thing with Team Ninja games is that they design games to be level-based so that they can reuse those levels later on in this mode, which is the randomizer. So currently I'm just fighting bosses, so all I'm doing is... Oh, Crayclaw, that's coming. I think actually this is going to be a better weapon for this. So basically what happens is, like, in the randomizer, you're going to get access to fighting, to play through all the levels in different ways. So you'll get access to the arenas and stuff like that. Yeah, so it's a Final Fantasy game, so that's still where it comes from. Final Fantasy game is still kind of where all the vibe comes from. It's very similar, but it's very cool. And you can see that I'm basically just spamming Zantetsuken. That shit does pretty decent damage, but this guy just has a lot of stats. He's just very strong. But yeah, I can kind of deal a shit ton of damage to him all at once. But this is a fully charged Skybreaker, so this shit just does a zillion damage. So this setup specifically does a lot of damage to the Crayclaw. But yeah, I'm thinking I'm probably going to kill all these 5 bosses and then we'll call it. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I want to always try and show you guys that, like, part of what's nice is that I think in the end, my best philosophy for playing Warframe is, hey, you should not always be playing Warframe. Like, if you need to take a break from Warframe, you should have other shit in your roster that you can take advantage of and actually have a little bit of fun outside of necessarily being able to farm shit. Like, in the end, I find a lot of value in the fact that there's a daily standing cap, which means that, you know, in certain, like, when I'm doing certain farms, it incentivizes me to, like, maybe not necessarily be playing the game forever and, like, burning yourself out. I like sometimes when a game is, like, encouraging you to, like, not get super burnt out. I've never personally played one, but I think they look cool. Just not a game I'd enjoy playing. Yeah, but that's the thing, like, what I've always said, like, as a guy who reviews a lot of games, I think it's really cool. My favorite thing to tell people about why you get a PC is that with Steam, you have 2 hours to play a game and decide if you like it. And I think that alone is such a value. Being able to refund a game is so valuable because it incentivizes you to really think about, like, does this game click with me? And a lot of that comes down to just straight gameplay. Like, I appreciate when a game gives you a quick tutorial or gives you a tutorial where you actually get to play the game a little bit and try it out and see what you think. Because there are a lot of roguelikes in this game. Excuse me, a lot of roguelikes in this world. And they all play very similarly, but they don't all play the same. And so that means that you're not going to like all of them. And you're not going to gel with all of them. Like, they all play a little bit different. They all have different internal mechanics. So not only are you talking about, what am I trying to say? Like, you're talking about basic gameplay being different. You're talking about, like, okay, is this game a roguelite? Does it have, like, between run upgrades and stuff like that? So there's a lot of things you can do. So, like, Hades, for example, Hades 2, you know, you're acquiring resources between runs to level up and still get stronger. So you still have, so in those specific games, they're kind of telling you that to be able to get access to the final boss, you know, immediately is not necessarily in the cards for you. And it's more about putting together a build that you learn over time and learning each boss stage by stage. So you're seeing that, like, this game especially has a lot of mechanics that I think I'm potentially cheating with, but it's really up to me to build it how I want, and I think it plays pretty well. Like, it's actually pretty easy, but it's definitely not on the level of Wolong. Oh, here we go. Death Machine. Okay, very cool. This guy is dangerous for sure. This guy can definitely deal a zillion damage. So for now, I need to just get close to him. Alright, here we go. And then I can just deal a zillion damage right to his face. So he's going to be pretty weak. But I think for the most part, I'm going to be spamming Zantetsuken Yeah, that shit just does a zillion damage. You can just kind of keep him staggered. But the nice thing, so the cool thing with the katana is that you have access to a lot of ice abilities, and that means that you can actually recharge your max MP purely from using your abilities. And that's a nice trade-off. So you can use like boost magic and your ice abilities to regen your max MP in other ways. That Wolong first boss had me wanting to die, especially it being my first Soulsborne. Yeah, Wolong, I think there's a huge trade-off with these games that's really important to understand, which is like they're built on years and years and years of mechanics that have built on each other. So you are at a huge disadvantage if this is your first Souls-like, because there's a lot of implicit mechanics that they're not necessarily making clear to you, like the idea of invincibility frames, and like Wolong is very stat dependent, and well, not necessarily. Like I think if you understand how the game works, you know that farming is going to be involved. Oh my god, he wiped me, but I'm safe. Oh, that's right, he has new abilities. Oh my god, he's wiping all my shit. I activated that multiple times. Okay, so I'm activating Lightbringer multiple times, and it's fucking me over. You saw that live. So I need to be very careful. He's way faster. Holy shit. He has, I'm guessing he's increased stats and also increased attack speed. That has to be right. This is crazy. Yeah, this Null Void. Also, this soundtrack was fire. This Stranger Paradise soundtrack is very good. I'm still in range. Oh, that was nice. 100,000 damage was pretty baller. There you go. Okay, so there you go, chat. So that's kind of what I'm talking about. But yeah, Wolong is just an odd case too, because the first boss is also one of the hardest, and it has a second phase. Yeah. So I will say, yeah, part of it is that that first boss is very. It's meant to be a test. Are you talking about the dude with the hammer? Yeah, that guy is scary. Because yeah, what he's got a lot of mechanics that you're going to see further on in the game that you're going to need to understand. Oh, I'm cooked. Oh, I'm safe. I'm safe. So he's got a lot of mechanics that you need to understand, which is like comboing your special moves. Oh, I got grabbed again. So he's going to combo his special moves. He's got a lot of moves that are different than each other. He's going to just attack a lot. He's very aggressive. But I think there are definitely way harder bosses. Like there are bosses that are going to fuck you up drastically harder. Like for me, that boss especially is kind of a freebie. But yeah, that's only because the later you get in the game, you actually get a lot better, because it is a game, it's a language you have to understand. A lot of those bosses, they do not make it easy on you. You know what I mean? They do not make it easy on you. They really are very greedy. And they're very aggressive. So it's a trade-off of a game. It's actually like, it tricks you. It's two different games in one. It's a game that teaches you about patience, and it's a game that teaches you that if you're patient for too long, then you're going to sacrifice your damage. So it's constantly giving you the ebb and flow of telling you, okay, how aggressive should you be? And it's a dance. And a lot of those enemies, when you get further on, you'll fight a bunch of bosses that are very, they're very aggressive. They've got a lot of special moves. Shout out Sarita for dropping some likes. Shout out Centurion for dropping some likes. Shout out Sarita for sharing the live. But yeah, that's it. That's all. It's 8:30. I'm going to do a little bit of a shorter stream for you. I just wanted to show it off for you guys so you see the bosses. The breaker setup is pretty broken. But I appreciate all the love, the 30,000 dimensional points. So these guys are very strong. These guys are very strong. So, chat, I really hope you enjoyed. Shout out everybody for joining right at the end. But, you know, these like different streams are a little bit shorter because, yeah, my goal is to just be like, hey, pop over to my YouTube. You'll be able to watch this later on. Hear me talk about these different games. So, you know, you hear me talk about Team Ninja games like this. All right. This is what I'm talking about. Like, they are very stressful. They are very RNG heavy. They are very stat centric. So if you don't have a good stat setup, your skill won't really matter. So you're going to need both. But if you're willing to invest in it, and I think if it clicks right away, if you love the combat, if you want to get more of it, it's only going to get more complex. It's only going to get scarier. In the DLCs especially, they get a little bit greedy. Like you feel the game designers. Like you feel what they want, and it's crazy. Like you feel the craziness, the mania. Have a good night. Yeah, appreciate it. I appreciate the, everybody in the YouTube. Yeah, it's a little bit of a different one, but yeah, shout out everybody that was watching. But definitely a different one. I'm glad it was a little bit quieter. Nice chill stream, but definitely I hope you enjoyed. I don't know if there's any way to suspend. We'll figure it out later, but yeah, definitely gonna mess around with some stuff a little bit more, you can see, but yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you everybody for watching. It's a Friday stream, a little bit more quiet, so that's all I got for you. I hope you had a good time. YouTube, take care. I'm out of here. Bye bye.